If you're a busy professional, you can end a 10-hour workday with 3,000 steps and no energy, or you can end it with 10,000 steps, work and workout checked off your calendar, and ready to be present with your family. Same workday, same back-to-back Zoom meetings, different system. I'm going to walk you through the exact one I use as a time-stretched executive and mom. And stick with me, because at the end, I'll share one mindset shift that can double your workday step count. Costs nothing, and you can implement it tomorrow. Well, today we're covering 4 ways to hit 10,000 steps on a workday without going to the gym, without sacrificing time with your family, and without showing up sweaty to your next on-camera meeting. Stay until the end. I'll share the one reframe that changed everything for me. Number 1, the walking meeting, but with one rule that makes it sustainable. Walking is a simple and effective form of activity. I track my steps every day with my Aura ring. On a normal day of sitting at my desk in back-to-back Zoom meetings, I'll average only about 3,000 total steps. And I know that I'm not alone. According to a survey highlighted in the National Library of Medicine, 64% of women cite personal and work responsibilities as a barrier to daily walking. On a day where I take one 30-minute call walking, my number jumps to 6,000. On a 60-minute walking call, I'm almost guaranteed to hit my 10,000 daily steps. So in one meeting, I've doubled or tripled my baseline. Here's how I actually do it. Every Friday, before I close my laptop for the weekend, I review it for the coming week, and I look for one meeting per day that meets a few criteria. So the first criteria is that the meeting is audio only, which is rare. Or perhaps it's an internal call where my camera being off won't be seen as disrespectful. The second criteria is that the agenda doesn't require me to take notes in real time, which has become so much easier with AI note takers. Third, it's at least 30 minutes in length, although I would prefer 60 if possible. So I color code that meeting for each day the following week. And then when the meeting hits, I simply put on my headphones and I step outside and I just walk around the neighborhood. And I found that it actually helps me focus more on the meeting conversation because I'm not tempted to multitask and check my emails during the call. Here's the rule that makes it sustainable. I do it in my work clothes at a pace that doesn't make me sweat. This is non-negotiable for me because if my next call is on camera with a board member, I can't show up flushed and breathing hard. So I walk slower than my fitness brain wants me to, about 3 miles per hour, which is a conversational pace for me. Many of you have read the book Atomic Habits, and it says systems outperform willpower every time. So I habit stack steps and certain calls to create efficiency, and it turns my daily calendar into a system for health and for high level output. I've learned that boring plus consistency equals results. It's not sexy, but it works and it compounds. Number 2, the indoor backup for hot days, rainy days, or days when getting outside just isn't going to happen. Walking on a walking pad at a slow, office appropriate pace, about 1.5 miles per hour. That's roughly the I can be on camera and you won't be distracted by my bobbing head speed. It gets you about 2,000 steps in 40 minutes, and at 2 miles per hour, just a little bit faster, it's more like 3,000 steps. So a 1-hour call done on a walking pad at an on-camera pace lands you somewhere between 3,000 and 4,000 steps. The latter is almost half of your daily goal in a single meeting. And by the way, if you can hit the 10K target, you're actually well ahead of the average. There's an article in Nuffield Health that says the average adult woman takes less than 5,000 steps per day. I'll admit that I'm spoiled by Southern California weather, so I do most of my walking outside, but I do plan to add a walking pad to my home office setup after our famous May gray and June gloom seasons pass, just to have the option when the hot summer days hit. I will be sharing my review in the future, and I would love to know any specific questions you want me to address, like, will it be too loud for Zoom calls? Or will it actually fit under my couch? How long will it last? If you've been on the fence about getting a walking pad, please throw your hesitations in the comments and we can work on integrating walking pads into our routines together. We've all heard the saying, we don't find time, we make time. For busy professionals, a walking pad isn't just extra equipment. It's a tool for designing our days. Let's stop looking for windows in our calendar. Let's architect them. We all know we need to manage our assets at work. Let's start managing our biological assets as well. By the way, if you're already thinking that you want to do something with this information, there's a 1-page self-audit linked below. It's the whole assets framework. Rate yourself on the 6 pillars in 60 seconds. It's free. You can grab it whenever. Number 3, Lunch hour leverage. This is the protocol I deploy when the calendar is too dense for a walking meeting. 30 minutes at a brisk 4 mile per hour pace adds about 4,000 steps to my daily total. For me, this more than doubles my glued to Zoom baseline. It's the difference between a stagnant day and a high output afternoon. As an executive, you don't want your balance sheet or your biology in the red. So when my calendar doesn't have a single walkable meeting, which happens especially on heavy external meeting days, I default to a lunchtime walk. 20 minutes minimum, 30 if I can get it. Yes, this eats into my meal time, pun intended, but I'll bring food back to my desk and I'll try to eat it during meetings if it feels appropriate. I also practice intermittent fasting, so personally, I don't mind pushing my first meal back until later in the day. Another trick can be to have easy, high protein snacks handy, low sugar jerky, single serve Greek yogurt, pre-made protein shakes. These aren't gourmet options, but I would rather maximize efficiency during the day and slow down to enjoy a true meal with my family in the evening. This isn't just a lunchtime walk. It's ruthless prioritization, an uncompromising approach to time management to move the needle on effort that actually results in measurable change. Number 4. This is the one I promised at the top. It's all about incidental ROI. So to me, household chores aren't a time drain. They're a movement multiplier. Sweeping in steps, mopping in movement. For example, a 20-minute vacuum session yields about 2,000 steps and dusting adds another 1,500. The standard after dinner reset, loading the dishwasher, taking out the trash, pacing while folding laundry. All of this can add up to 5,000 steps without ever leaving the house. I treat these tasks as an opportunity. I run the vacuum more often than I really want to, not just for the clean floor, but because my Aura Ring confirms that I'm 2,000 steps closer to my daily target. So if the coffee is brewing, I'm pacing around. If the dishwasher's running, I'm putting clothes away. None of this is impressive in isolation. All of it is astounding in the aggregate. Delegation is a core executive skill, but delegating everything leaves your physical baseline stagnant. Treating low friction tasks as a health protocol changes the relationship entirely. You move the needle on your home and your health simultaneously. Ultimately, the simple thing done consistently beats the elaborate thing done occasionally. Here's what I've come to realize. I don't need a gym for cardio. I don't need one big block of dedicated time. What I need is more straightforward. 10,000 steps a day. I didn't think I had time for them. Turns out I've been walking past them all day. We've been conditioned to look for the massive overhaul, the brutal workout, or the extreme diet. But high output leadership isn't built in occasional bursts of heroics. It's built in the unglamorous consistency of the daily routine. We don't need a fitness revolution. We need a standard operating procedure for our own biology. Here's the bottom line. Boring wins and simple compounds. If this was useful, here's what to do next. First, grab the assets audit. It's the one-page version of all 6 pillars with the green light move for each one. You can self-rate in 60 seconds. Pick your lowest score. That's your red light. And the audit gives you the single move to make in the next 24 hours because you can't lead from empty. Link is in the description and it's free. Second, subscribe. There are 5 more pillars in this series and you'll want them all. New videos every Thursday evening for the professional who's ready to bring executive intensity to herself. Because when you're optimized, everyone wins. Activity is the daily baseline, but steps alone won't protect the muscle you need in your 40s, 50s, and beyond. Pillar 2 of the assets framework, strength, is the long-term play. Coming next.